Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today I'm doing some more Minecraft FTB server touring. Now last time I went through my main Wizard's Tower house, my garden, the White Pass and my other little building, which is the first one that I built on the server. Now this episode there's going to be a few of the smaller sort of details that I've been doing on server, including where I get all my food from, which you saw in those two chests last time, which you actually just saw a bit of wheat going into, I think, if you look carefully. And I'm also going to probably show you my bee stuff, and if there's time I'll show you Kip's and Morth's house as well. Right, so if we come down here round the back of my house, on the mini-map there you might notice this massive bit of land which is just covered in wheat. Now if we just come down here quickly, I will show you what is going on. Now this is one of the sort of other first areas on the server that actually I better show you this first, just to put it in perspective. If you watch Kip's survival series, then you'll know that this was the first house, or the first house before he started up his series that was on the server's first house. And it's got like some command blocks and stuff in here that we use to actually keep the server running, so it doesn't just all get destroyed in one night when we're not paying attention, which is probably a good thing. But anyway, so this is my main farm. Now the idea with this originally was that because I have a mass fabricator and you just need a vast amount of materials to pump into the scrap machines in order to get scrap, in order to make UU matter, in order to make diamonds, I needed to find a way in which to basically get a ton of blocks that I could just pump in there. So the first thing that I thought of was a big farm, and having dabbled in the magics, the Thorncraft stuff, I was aware of these things called golems. Now these golems here, the sort of straw one you see, the sort of lighter one, there's a straw golem. They break blocks of crops when they see them. Now these guys have a sort of filter of how far they can actually see around them. I upgraded them with intelligence and I think it was perception, so that they could actually cover this whole field pretty effectively. As you can see, one was just breaking that bit of wheat over there. Then once the wheat has been broken, the wooden golems, the ones that are standing on the chest there, the darker ones, will go and pick it up and put it back in the chest. Sometimes they bug and derp a little bit, like you can see they're all sort of like derping on top of the chests a bit. But yeah, that's the idea. It goes in the chest, then we've got these redstone engines pumping the wooden pipe, and they all go down these tubes, converge here, and so they all go in the right direction. I've got these iron pipes, and then this goes underground, comes out here, and joins with this. And all the materials go up there, and then into those chests that you saw in my house. Now this here is where all the melon part of the chests come from. Now what this is, I don't know whether you noticed that there, the melon just got broken. Yep, there we go. So this is a pumpkin farm. It was originally, until I realised that actually you probably don't need a pumpkin farm to harvest melons because they just grow automatically, so that's a bit pointless. But anyway, this is, I don't actually know what this is called. I think it's just called a melon harvester or a pumpkin harvester. I haven't actually done this for ages, so don't quote me on that one. But we've also got some melons down here. Now the idea with this is that it's powered by the solar panel, so when it's daytime, oh shit, it doesn't matter. When it's daytime, this harvester will be powered, and then it goes around in sort of a nice formation, breaking all of these blocks in order, so it will go this way, as you'll see. Yep. And then all of those melons get pumped down this pipe into my house, along with all the wheat and stuff. So that's basically how I get all of my food and other stuff. Now over here you've probably noticed this as well. This is my quarry. Now this quarry has been around this map quite a bit. You can see there's just holes literally everywhere. This is the main area where I do my quarrying, so as you can see there's just lots of holes. Now a lot of them are smaller holes. This is just for the fact that you don't have to keep worrying about your chest overflowing, and this is just like a little tunnel, and apparently my duck was here, who's another guy who plays on the server occasionally. And this here, as you probably had guessed, is my sheep farm. Now this is part of the Soul Forge thing that I showed you in the last episode, but obviously that item is not here because I have moved it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over to my bee place. I'm going to show you a bit of what I've been doing with the bees. Okay, so we're back at the White Pass. Now in the first episode I did turn around and sort of mention this little cover here and all the lightning going on. That will be explained in a second. This is just a little white pass in for early on in the world when there weren't many buildings around here that you could take shelter in. It just kind of looked nice on this road that myself and Kip's built. Actually, I was going to say Morth, but he didn't help us at all. So yes, this is my little shelter where I keep all my apiaries. Ow. I have lots of different breeds of bee that I actually need to sort out still because I'm being lazy. But they're producing all different kinds of gubbins like sugar. And also really, I don't really need any of these materials, but I'm doing it just for the fact that it's fun and I enjoy doing it. That's pretty much it. I think it's supposed to be a diligent one. Yeah, I'm sort of having problems crossbreeding some of these. They keep turning into other things. But yeah, this is basically what I do with most of my time on the server right now. I've got lots of different kinds of bees, and it's just fun breeding them and seeing what sort of new species that you can get. So yeah, I've got some ancient ones, energetic, and other gubbins, common and valiant. But yes, this is where I do all of this. And if you notice, there's a hell of a lot of flowers around here. Now, one thing about the bee side of things is that they have to have flowers to pollinate in order to actually progress in their life cycle. I suppose that's the best way of putting it. But the one side effect of this is that any flowers that you do put around your apiaries that get pollinated will spread. As you can see, there literally used to be just a ring around this side, and that was it, and now there's just like flowers everywhere. It's kind of pretty though, so I like it. And yeah, this shelter, this is just to keep the rain out, and also I've used glass in it because one part of the bee thing is that they require the sky not to be obstructed, which glass doesn't do. So yeah, that's all good. And also, the main idea behind this was that lightning that you saw. A couple of these bees, I think it might be this energetic one, has the trait that it will produce lightning that just keeps striking the ground, which is really bloody irritating. And I think it kind of annoyed Kips in one of his most recent episodes, but we won't mention that because I found it quite funny. Anyway, so yeah, that's all my apiary stuff. Then I have the Parky's Bee Workshop. Basically, this is where I spend most of my time on the server right now, sort of flitting between this bee workshop and the apiaries there. But in here, I have some machinery. I have an MFE, which is powering... It's got a, I think, is it a low voltage solar array on here? Yeah. So that provides power to the MFE, which stores it and then gives it to this engine, and this engine, which powers my centrifuge, which actually if we just turn on, which is basically where I put all of my honeycomb that I get. Now all these honeycombs are produced by breeding two or more bee species together in order to create something new with certain traits. So this one here will produce honeydew and probably beeswax, maybe not. But yeah, basically I get all my bee loot from that. Turn off, thank you. And I put all my bee loot in here. This is where I get all my stuff that I've gained from it. So you can actually create quite a few things with bees, including diamonds and all other stuff. But as I said before, I've got a better way of making diamonds, so I don't need to worry about that too much. But I'm just doing it for fun, because I have no life. But yeah, so far, just to put it into perspective, I've managed to make 19 out of 184 possible species of bees on this server. And I've just got some other gubbins in here. And this is my bee library. Now, I'm sort of making an effort to record and keep every kind of bee possible that I make, be it a new species or whatever. So we've got marbled, ancient. Also collect all the different kinds of honeycomb that I've been able to produce. So these are all the different ones I've been able to make. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's nice to actually see what you've been making. So I've got all these different kinds. Cultivate, I've got tons of cultivated. And then like some excited valiants and noble and diligent and other stuff. But yeah, that's all cool. So that's what I've been doing. Now, one other thing that I want to show you before probably the end of this episode is, in the very least, just over here, which is the little subway station that myself and Kips made. This was a joint effort. I finished my end. Obviously, you go in via the White Pass sort of area. Kips, I don't think, has actually finished his end of this yet. He's got sort of partially built station, but he hasn't connected it to the building, which I think in the future in his episodes he will put on the surface by his house, so you might be seeing a bit of that if you watch his series at some point. The idea was that you get in a cart and travel down there, but since getting the power suits, it's actually bloody fast just to fly, so again this is sort of rendered a bit pointless. But again, it doesn't matter because it's nice looking, And it's a nice reminder of like the different stages on the server that we got to. This was the stage when we didn't have the like ridiculously overpowered power suits. So yeah, this is his end. And I think he sort of made a start digging up, but then realised that it'd be too much effort. And actually, if you look on the minimap in the top right, you'll see his house above me. So that's that. Okay, so I have a little bit more time. So in case people aren't aware of Kip's series, this is his house. And actually, I might as well explain a few of these other things while sort of loading a little bit. These are the trees that I've made. These are made also with the bees. They cross-pollinate trees and create new ones. So you get funky like cherry trees, mundane larch, and all sorts. And I've just been dotting those around. Anyway, as I was saying, this is Kip's house / factory. Now, the cool thing about this is that he records it. And so I'm sort of a bit more advanced than him. However, it's been fun for me to watch him develop his series on the server whilst being on here but not recording it myself. So this is his house, in case you're not aware. He's got like compressors and macerators and stuff. Nothing too fancy yet, but what I do like is all the lights and all these things around here. One problem is that they drop a lot of this sulfur goo, which is kind of annoying. It works the same way as bone meal and also red dye. And also I had a duplicate disc, as I said in the first episode. I collect music discs, so I've just left that him for present. Well, good English. And yeah, this is his little storage area. And up here is his upstairs, where he's not really got much. He's got his power suit going as well as me now, and his portal gun that I gave him the stand for. Oops. And then up here he's got a chicken for some reason, and then his power. And I'm pretty sure his power consists of 3 of the low voltage. I think it's 3 of... Is it low voltage or is it medium? I can't remember what he's got. Yeah, 3 low voltage. So I've got, in perspective, 8 on my building, which makes the medium voltage, and then 1 there, and then 1 on my quarry. Yeah, I've been playing this a bit longer than him. And I've got a few more trees. He's got a little collection of trees here that he's found. And then his farms, and his little area over here. And a nice little forested area that I regenerated for him, which used to be his big quarry, which had all water in it. And whilst we're here, I might as well show you Morth's house. Now, this is a little village. It unfortunately burnt down recently. And by unfortunately, it was my fault. But we're not going to mention that. So let's go over here. Now, the thing about Morth is, he's our Dutch friend who doesn't record on YouTube. He keeps moving his house, and this was his one that we thought he was going to stick to. He's got a few coke ovens and stuff around. Now, I thought this was really cool, because he's using the nice wood from this forest. Oh dear God, a spider. Kill it. Stab it in the neck. There we go. So, inside he's not really got anything, so I'm pretty sure he moved it all out. This used to be a nice sort of face with macerators and furnaces and stuff. And then up here is his chest room and his beds. And I'm pretty sure he's still got quite a few things in here. But I think he darts back and forth between his new and old house. Actually, I might want to tell him this. Maybe if he watches the video, he'll see how much stuff he's got here. He might not realise, because he's got some gold and other stuff. Okay, now I'm going to show you quickly his house that he's doing at the moment as well. And until anything else happens or is built on the server that's any big, well, good job, Parky. There's not really much for me to show you beyond this, so I think what I'm going to do is probably say that this is the last episode until something else happens, so don't expect any more. But yeah, if we just fly over here, it's probably quicker if I don't cut it. It just gives you a bit of a perspective of where things are. So that's a village. And we'll wait for the world to load a little bit. And here's his house. Now what he's done here is he's gone for a very sort of birchwood, as you can see. A bit of a birchwood sort of look. Meaning the entire house is literally made out of birchwood and there's not much decoration. He's got some nice curtains though, made out of wool. And some pictures. Actually it looks kind of nice. But the cool thing is he's got literally the largest amount of sunflowers I've ever seen in one place. He's got some cows and some trees around. That's pretty cool. Then in here we've got just some generic rooms with nice curtains around the place. He's not really got much in the way of machinery, and there's a little basement that he he didn't legitimately make that we got annoyed at him for and then just filled up. Because it's cheating, naughty cheating Morph. Actually, I don't know whether he's still op. I think we need to de-op him, Kips, if you're watching this. Naughty Morph. But yes, then over here, this is what I mean. I'm just like telling you, Morph has like made about 50 houses on the server. This is his most recent house. This is like a little area here. He's got the corporate workshop where he's got all of his machines going. He's not actually got any materials in here, and like, oh god, bit of lag there, and a bit of extracting goodness back here. And then this is his house where he keeps all of his gubbins. Nothing too fancy, as I said, and this is, I think, where he's making most of his power at the moment, but he's not even finished that. I think the problem is, as he explained to me, he doesn't really understand how much of this mod works, or this mod pack, so it takes him a while to sort of commit to one area, because he just gets confused, and then wants to repeat what he's done over and over again. But I think this seems like a good place to end it. If you enjoyed this series, a series of 2 episodes, or even the video, then please feel free to leave your like, comment, or favourite below, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Awkward. Awkward goodbye. Awkward.